In 1937, a pilot vanished over the Pacific. No body. No plane. No answers. Amelia Earhart was attempting something impossible, a flight around the entire world at the equator, pushing her twin-engine Lockheed to its absolute limits, but then, mid-journey, her radio went silent. Search teams found nothing. Decades later, investigators discovered clues on a remote island: bones, aircraft parts, and a woman's shoe. Was it her, or is the ocean still hiding the truth? October 14, 1947. A secret airbase in the California desert. Chuck Yeager walks toward a bright orange plane. It looks more like a bullet than an aircraft. His ribs are broken from last night. A horse riding accident. But he tells no one. The military has a problem. Every pilot who flies too fast loses control. The planes shake apart. Scientists call it the sound barrier. They say it's like hitting a brick wall in the sky. Yeager is different though. He's a farm kid from West Virginia. No college degree. Just raw talent and zero fear. The Air Force picks him for the most dangerous test flight in history. The X-1 rocket plane hangs under a B-29 bomber. It carries enough fuel to fly for just 2.5 minutes. That's all the time he'll have. But there's something about this mission nobody's talking about yet, something that could change everything. For years, pilots have been dying trying to break the sound barrier. Geoffrey de Havilland, Britain's best test pilot. His plane disintegrated at high speed. Nothing left but pieces scattered across the English countryside. American engineers study the wreckage. They find something terrifying. The air itself becomes solid at certain speeds. Like concrete. Control surfaces stop working. Wings rip off. The math says it's impossible to go faster than sound. Even the smartest scientists agree. The X-1 project is considered a suicide mission by most, but Yeager has an advantage. He flew 64 combat missions in World War II. Shot down 13 enemy planes. He understands something about speed that the engineers don't. And he's about to prove them all wrong. But first, he has to solve one critical problem. Those broken ribs mean he can't seal the cockpit door himself. He needs help. And he can't let anyone official know. The night before the flight, Yeager does something stupid. He goes horseback riding in the desert with his wife. In the dark, his horse runs into a fence. Yeager gets thrown. He hears his ribs crack. At 3 a.m., he's in terrible pain. He can't lift his right arm. This is a massive problem. The X-1's door handle requires both hands to close. If he can't seal it, the flight is cancelled. He tells only one person. Jack Ridley, his flight engineer. Together they sneak into a workshop. Ridley cuts off a piece of broomstick. 9 inches long. It's genius. Yeager can use the stick as a lever. Extra reach without lifting his arm. Nobody else will know. Morning comes. Yeager walks normally. Hides the pain. The mission is still on. But there's another danger waiting at 40,000 feet. Something the engineers discovered just days before. The B-29 bomber takes off at dawn. The X-1 hangs underneath like a small orange fish. Yeager climbs down a ladder while both planes fly at 5,000 feet. Every movement hurts. Those ribs are screaming. He drops into the tiny cockpit. Uses the broomstick to pull the door shut. Click. It seals. Nobody notices anything wrong. The bomber climbs higher. 20,000 feet. 25,000 feet. Yeager runs through the checklist. 8 small rocket chambers in the back. Each one incredibly powerful. Incredibly dangerous. The X-1 only holds 5 minutes of fuel. But Yeager will only fire the rockets for 150 seconds. After that, he's a glider. One chance to get this right. At 25,000 feet, the bomber pilot calls out. 30 seconds to drop. Yeager's heart rate doesn't change. He's ready. But there's something about Mach 0.94 nobody warned him about. Something that nearly kills him. The X-1 drops free from the bomber for 2 seconds. Yeager falls like a stone. Then he fires the first rocket chamber. The acceleration pins him to his seat. The desert below becomes a blur, Mach 0.80. The plane handles smoothly. Mach 0.85. Still good. He fires the second chamber. Then the third. The speed builds faster now, Mach 0.88. The control stick starts to shake. Mach 0.90. Vibrations travel through the entire aircraft. This is where other pilots turned back. Where some died, Mach 0.92. The shaking gets violent. The instrument panel becomes a blur. Yeager can barely read the gauges. He keeps his hand steady on the throttle, Mach 0.94. Something terrible happens. The elevator control stops working. The plane wants to pitch up and stall. This is the moment. The moment that proves the scientists right or wrong. Yeager makes a split-second decision that changes aviation history. The plane is shaking itself apart. Yeager does something unexpected. He fires the fourth rocket chamber. Full power. Most pilots would pull back. He pushes forward. Faster into the danger, Mach 0.96. The shaking reaches its peak. The cockpit sounds like it's filled with jackhammers. Then Mach 0.98. Objects in the cockpit start floating. Time feels strange. And then, silence, complete, perfect silence. The shaking stops. The controls work again. The needle on the Mach meter jumps. Mach 1.06. He's done it. He's flying faster than sound. On the ground, people hear a strange boom, two sharp cracks in the sky. They've never heard anything like it before. It's the first sonic boom in history. But something happens in the next 60 seconds that almost ends everything. A problem nobody predicted. Yeager is now in unknown territory. The X-1 is stable. Smooth. Almost peaceful. He's traveling 700 miles per hour. Faster than a rifle bullet. The desert below looks frozen. But the fuel is running low. Fast. He has maybe 30 seconds of rocket power left. Then he needs to turn back. Land this thing. Here's the problem. Nobody knows how to slow down from supersonic speed safely. The engineers never got this far. Yeager is writing the rules in real time. He shuts down the rockets. Immediately, the plane starts to decelerate. Mach 1.02. Mach 0.98. He's approaching the sound barrier again, but this time from the other side the shaking returns. Worse than before. The plane drops 1,000 feet in 3 seconds. Yeager fights the controls. His broken ribs scream with pain. For a moment, he thinks this is it. He's going to die right after making history. Mach 0.92. Still shaking hard, Yeager keeps the nose pointed down. Let's gravity help him, Mach 0.85. The vibrations ease slightly. He can breathe again. Mach 0.75. The plane feels normal. He's a glider now. No power. The dry lake bed is 10 miles away. He has to make it. No second chances. He banks left. Lines up with the runway. The X-1 touches down at 180 miles per hour. Smooth as glass. Yeager taxis to a stop. Shuts down all systems. Sits there for a moment in silence. He just broke the sound barrier. Proved everyone wrong. Opened the door to the space age. But he keeps it casual. When he climbs out, he says just 5 words to the ground crew. Kind of fun up there. The military keeps it classified for 8 months, but when the news breaks, everything changes. Chuck Yeager becomes a legend. And humanity takes its first real step toward the stars. Chuck Yeager's supersonic flight changed aviation history forever. The Bell X-1 proved breaking the sound barrier was possible. That first sonic boom opened the door to space exploration, from test pilot to legend. From Mach 1 to the edge of atmosphere. Edwards Air Force Base became the birthplace of supersonic speed records. 1 farm kid with broken ribs. 1 orange rocket plane. 1 flight faster than sound. If you enjoyed this story, subscribe for more aviation milestones.